This is Money inspirACTION, coming to you from my bed. Yes, again in bed, but it's not what you think. I'm here because it's the warmest place in the house I'm staying in, and I'm pretty cold. So I want to explain to you why I'm cold and the effects of that, so that you appreciate your hot water and your heating. Because if you're anything like me, you probably just take it for granted that there'll be hot water coming out of your taps, and that you'll have your house heated when it's winter time. And I'm at the top of a mountain, and the temperature dropped here about 4 days ago. So I've been without hot water and heating for 7 days now. And the reason for that is that where I'm staying, I didn't actually know how the heating system worked. So last Monday, I was taking a shower, but there was no hot water coming. And after a while, I thought, this is strange. And I had to stop the shower. I played around with the thermostat and nothing worked. So I contacted the owner, and I discovered that there's actually a huge fuel tank, over 1,000 litres underneath the house, which has to be filled up in order for all of that to work. And it had obviously run out. So I went and had a look at it, and I've been finding out about fuel and getting it delivered up here, because it needs to be brought in a lorry. So I am going to have it again in a couple of days, but in this in-between period, I've been without hot water and any heating. And it wasn't too bad in the first few days, because it was actually very sunny and warm, just a bit cold at night. But as I said earlier, the temperature really dropped 15 degrees in one day. And ever since then, it's been extremely cold. So what happens when you don't have hot water and you don't have heating? Well, there's tons of things that happen that you wouldn't probably think of when you're just taking it for granted. So, for example, I haven't been able to have a shower because I don't like cold showers. And so I've been washing my hair in cold water and using a kettle to wash myself with like a flannel. But, it's not really the same. There's something really cleansing about pressurized water and having a proper shower, which you just don't get with a flannel. So I haven't felt particularly clean, which has a knock-on effect because you don't then really feel like going out very much. And then also there's certain things I'd like to do, but like go running or do some sports, and even doing like housework, but I don't want to work up a sweat because I won't necessarily feel very clean afterwards. So that's been a bit strange. And then there's the thing where you can't wash anything up because it's all cold water. So I have been washing things, but wow, it's really hard with cold water. and then you're always cold outside of your bed. So, I have been spending as much time as possible in my bed. But, I feel a bit like an invalid or something because I'm not ill, I feel fine. But as soon as I'm up and about in the house, I start to get cold, especially if I sit down and do anything. And so I've actually closed all the windows and the shutters to keep in the heat, and I'm not using most of the house, which is a bit strange as well, which feels like less natural light. You also have to get changed in the cold air, and your clothes are cold. At night, I've never worn socks this much in bed. Sexy. And what else? There was loads of other things. When the temperature outside is not much warmer than the temperature inside, so it feels a little bit like camping. And to be honest, I'm not stressing about it because I found it really interesting to see how much I did take it for granted to have hot water and heating before. I will never do that again because this changes everything. My whole day is different because I don't have hot water and heating. So obviously there are millions of people in the world that probably live with this all the time. And I've even studied that. I studied development and poverty for 2 years at university as a master's. And I now truly appreciate how lucky we are to be able to have heating and hot water very easily. So next time I pay my bills, I'm going to be extremely grateful when I pay them. And I haven't always been in the past. Maybe you can relate. Sometimes I've just paid my hot water and heating bills like, oh, I've got to pay this now. And now I am so grateful. and I can't wait to have a bath again and be able to like wear clothes that I've put on a radiator and are like a bit warm in the morning, because in the winter I love doing that. So so I wanted to share that with you so that you can be more grateful if you could do with being more grateful, because trust me, this is probably not something you want to experience. And it's a good job that beds exist, because this has been my salvation. So if you got something out of this, like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and pay it forwards. I shall see you soon, and stay warm.